bad. We're going to have to edit it. All right. Here we go. Fresh crack. Port Mourant, 17-year-old, very fine rum from Guyana. And this is a TWA independent bottle. Bottled in 2002, or distilled in 2002, bottled in 2020. That's right. Pandemic bottling right here. Maybe that's an omen. But yes, this is from the Diamond Distillery, from Demerara Distillers, and this is bottled by the Whiskey Agency. Guyanese rum, 51.7% alcohol, or 113.4 proof. It is non-chill filtered and natural color. And it is aged 17 years in, I'm assuming, a refill ex-bourbon barrel. It just says matured in a barrel. I kind of assume that means it's a refill ex-bourbon barrel, but maybe it's an ex-rum barrel. The only information for sure is it says it's matured in a barrel, which typically means we think of it as an ex-bourbon barrel, but I suppose it could be an ex-rum barrel, any kind of random barrel they had lying around, I suppose. But yes, this is Port Mourant Port Mourant Still from Diamond, which is, for those of you keeping track, that is the only wooden double pot still available in the world that we talked about. Every time we talk about El Dorado, that they have that roughly 300-year-old wooden double pot still. Now, El Dorado, again, that's a blended rum. There's some Port Mourant in there. There's some Versailles in there. There's some Enmore in there. There's some random column still rums, I'm sure, in there. This bottle is exclusively rums from the 300-year-old double pot still. There's no other rums in here. And this is from a particular barrel. In fact, it's like a single barrel on top of that. But yeah, this still originally constructed in 1732 to supply rum to the British Navy. So it's been around for a while. And I have no idea what to expect. Good pop. Smells like the funky part of El Dorado. That's what it smelled like. Now, that being said, this is 17 years of age, so it's not that young. So, I'm not sure how much of this will be barrel and how much of this will be like funky distillate. But I guess we're about to find out. There it goes. Boom. And again, it's 51.7% alcohol. We're not shying away on the proof on this one. You think the light will be good with this? Oh, yeah. Look at that. Boom. All right, here we are. 17 years, natural color in a barrel of some kind. Probably a used barrel. A used ex-bourbon barrel. A used rum barrel. A barrel of some kind. 17 years, though. And that's natural. They call that natural color. All right. Are you ready? We're going to give this a minute, though. We'll set it here and see if we get any, like, outrageous volatile aromas while we give it just a minute. 17 years, it's been sitting around waiting to get drank. At what I'm assuming is barrel strength. 51.7. It might not be barrel strength, but 51.7 would be a pretty weird proof to bottle at, I suppose. Oh, what is that? What is that? What do we call that? I don't know, man. Weird note. It's got layers. So someone at one point described to me Port Mourant rum as having a flavor of lemony garbage, which is something I've repeated a few times. And maybe that's what this is. It's like machine oil, grease, but not like rubber, like machine grease. Slight butterscotch note. Latex. Like Play-Doh. Yeah, like we're in the right realm here. I really like a homemade Play-Doh as a note. It does have like that slight butterscotchy character, pretty faint though. It's mostly this like machinery grease, machinery oil, latex, homemade Play-Doh, slight butterscotch. I'm not really getting lemon. I wonder if that's going to change. And that's about where I'm at. This is not what I expected, but I didn't know what to expect, and I'm still surprised. I was expecting it to be, what's the word? A lot more off-putting. Like, I was expecting it to be a lot more affronting. Like, more like, strong, mildly offensive odors. Like, more like aggressive and hard to tolerate. But it's not like that. Instead, it feels like something you're not supposed to drink. It doesn't, it smells oily and industrial and plasticky with a slight butterscotch sweetness and a slight maybe esteriness. If someone, okay, like had like a black, like a pan of black mystery oil that I didn't know where it came from, and it smelled like this, or I would say that's accurate, you know? Okay. It's weird. It's weird, but you're weird for thinking it's weird. It was always going to be weird. 17-year-old Port Mourant on the palate. Cheers. Oh. Huh. Yeah. That's weird. But it's not. Okay, so just unpack this for a minute. The last like rum experience that I had that was kind of weird was this Smith and Cross Jamaican rum. And for some reason in my brain, I was like, this is going to be like a more roughly, like a more extreme version of that, maybe. And it's nothing like this at all. It's not got that like funky tropical papaya guava fruit thing coming out of it. It's like I have an aftertaste in my mouth I would describe as like plastic or latex. It's got a weird spice to it. It's got like weird kind of like burning. Oh, that was weird. You just, you know, you get a little bit of like a reverberation from your stomach and it has a weird taste. I'm going to try to verbalize this in the next sip. This is what I signed up for. Oh, what is that? Okay, so I'm starting to get into this weird lemony pledge world that I kind of thought was supposed to be here. There's like a weird lemon cleaning chemical like way at the top. It's spicy. It's got a spiciness to it. Also, it's so interesting though. It's interesting in like all the weird ways. It's got all kinds of weird notes. It's not like the kind of thing where like, you know, sometimes we talk about a whiskey and it's like, well, we know about the malty part and the sweet part and the spicy part, but it's doing this weird thing. This glass is like just all weird things. It's just the whole thing is weird things. Yeah, slightly lemony. That butterscotch is still in there. Maybe a bit caramel. Still got that like salty Play-Doh. And like oil and latex. It's like, at first it hits you like a burning spice rack. And then you get some plastic and latex in there. And then some like weird industrial notes. Like oil or machinery grease or something like that. And then you swallow it. And then you're back in like this burning spice rack realm. Where it's like... It's like a bunch of spices, but it's not like, oh, hey, it's like baking spices. Or, oh, hey, it's like herbs or like savory spices. It's like, it feels like it's all of those things, but you lit them on fire and it's in the air. It's the best way I can describe it. It's like the cacophony of burning spices. And the more I get back to nosing this, the more it gets into like weird lemon cleaning chemical. Oh, I wish Mom was here to try this. It would have been so fun. We'll have to get her to try it later. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow we'll get Mom to try this. She doesn't like rum, and I know if I feed her this, she's gonna like hate it. But it's gonna be interesting to see her reaction. This is like the kind of spirit that I think if you were like chilling on a summer day, or you're like playing cards, you're watching a movie, and you want to like have a nice dram, this is not what you want. It's not at all what you want. But it's so interesting, like to dig into and to think about. It's so interesting. It's nothing like anything I've had before. It drinks fairly nice, though. Like, you know, I don't find it hot at all. I guess it's 17 years old, right? Some amount of that, I think, is, 17 years in Guyana. You're going to get some good mellowing, I suppose, to the rum. I was going to say whiskey. There's definitely like a plasticky industrial component to this that I'm finding really interesting. That being said, I don't know if the palate is that interesting. It's like, well, that's not true. What's the part that's lacking for me? Well, maybe it's the finish. It feels like you have like a spiciness to the finish. And like maybe a little bit of barrel-y thing, but that's it. Like there's not a whole lot going on in the finish. But the palate is like so explosive. It's like actually hard to like find everything it's doing. It doesn't, I guess one thing we'll say for sure is it doesn't do as well as defining its flavors like with the Carchus or something like that. Like where it's like the flavors feel well crafted and intentional. This kind of feels like just a mess of different flavors you're trying to pick at, which to me is like, it's good that there's things to try to dig into, but it's lacking in terms of its like craftsmanship, I suppose. But what can you expect from a single barrel? It'd have to be a really good single barrel for that to work out right. It's not blended. Now that I'm like getting acquainted with it though, like I do think that like we could do better. Like this is not like the bestest ever weird rum. It's weird and there's a lot of weird things going on with it, but it's like one of my first really weird rums. So all of the weird parts are really interesting, but it is like maybe a little, like if I'm thinking of a whiskey at this percentage alcohol, I kind of would have expected more from it. And I think it's the same with this. The most interesting part is the new parts, the parts that are new to me. The actual, like, if we were to just evaluate this, assuming it had the same flavors as a whiskey, it's okay. Like, it's pretty good. But it's not doing... Is that? It's definitely not chill filtered, we'll tell you that much. I can see the particles. I can see the particles! It's not, like wow, you know, it's not like wow. It's like this is new and interesting. It's not like wow, this is the best ever. So in that way, we got to try more. We got to try more rums.